welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game plus some bonuses. Today, we are jumping into Final Fantasy XII. We just finished Final Fantasy XI, and next on the list is Final Fantasy XII. And I have a really interesting history with this game. So I played it when I was a kid, beat it right when it came out, and pretty much like 100%ed it as well. I don't know if I ever actually finished every single super boss at the end of the game, but I, did everything that I wanted to do as a kid. And I remember really, really enjoying it, which is weird because this is kind of like the single player MMO of the series. They had just made Final Fantasy XI, and they wanted to stick to that style, but they wanted another mainline single player experience on PlayStation 2 before moving to PS3. So this is kind of like a single player MMO, or at least it's kind of built that way. You have the same giant worlds and like a bunch of submissions to do and hunts, and you're grinding specific enemies over and over to get multipliers, and just has a lot of like MMO style stuff in it. And then the story is also kind of very MMO-ish. It's very political, government, war style story. It's very Star Wars. A lot of people compare it specifically to Star Wars, saying that some of the characters are like specifically inspired by Star Wars characters. So all of that kind of doesn't fit me very well. I don't usually like MMOs, and I don't usually like political government style stories. But something about Final Fantasy XII stuck, and I remembered really, really enjoying it as a kid. I remember disliking the story, but everything else really stuck with me, and I really enjoyed it. I think part of the reason, this is kind of a weird aside, but at the time, I was getting into programming a little bit. I would have been in middle school, I think, like going into high school. And I was starting to try to decide, like, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And one of the things that was in my head was programming, which I did end up going to school for programming at first before switching my major. But my very first major was computer science, and I was looking to getting into programming, which is really cool because the Gambit system in here is very programming-ish. So I wonder if that's what stuck with me. I wonder if the Gambit system specifically just hit me at the right time. Like, I was just starting to think, like, maybe programming is a thing I could get into. And then this game comes out, and it gives you, like, this really simple, basic programming style puzzle to solve with gambits. So that might actually be one of the reasons why it always stuck with me, was that specific thing. Just kind of hit me at the right time. I also remember liking some of the characters, although the main characters I really hated. And I learned later that those characters were shoved in at the last second, and it made so much sense to me as to why I disliked them. But the other characters I really liked. And some of the other stuff, the music's really good, especially the version of Prelude I really like in this one. So anyways, that's kind of my history with it. I enjoyed it as a kid. One big note that I want to make, if you're looking to play Final Fantasy XII, unless you have a specific reason to play the original like I do for Fantathon, I highly recommend Zodiac Age. Zodiac Age is really, really good. I won't kind of go into like exactly why it's better because we'll talk about it when we play, but it's a much better version of the game. A lot of the stuff that they tried to implement in this game, they made it a lot better in Zodiac Age. So if you have a specific reason to play this one, play this one. If not, play Zodiac Age. It's really good. So other than that, let's jump in and play our final PS2 game of Fantathon, Final Fantasy XII. 2006. So I would have actually been like going into high school just then, yeah. I started high school in 2006, so I was just getting into high school when this came out. It might have even been like that summer. What do you mean, what a baby? No, I was born in 92. Now, this is the Prelude I was talking about. I love this version of Prelude. It's really good. One of my favorites. I don't think any Prelude can beat 7 for me. Probably nostalgia reasons, but I also really love the, like, second build that one has. But this one might be my second favorite. I really love the feel of this one. We'll go ahead and watch this, because I don't think it's too spoilery. I can't remember if this plays at the start or not. You never know with these games. How's the audio, by the way? It looks good on my end. It might be a tad loud. Oh, this cutscene's also kind of loud. The audio looks good. Good. I always say looks good because I can actually see the bars on OBS. I think it's a little loud. We'll start the game and see, because this cutscene might just be kind of loud. Like, this sounds better now. So everyone in the chat, we were talking about this before we started, so... Okay, now we're getting spoilery. We're showing all the characters. Don't show me the characters. Game. Everyone in the chat, we were talking about it before we started, so here we go. What team are you? Let's hear it in the chat. Are you Team Fran? Are you Team Balthair? Are you Team Andor's Lies? Team Confused? Yeah, that's pretty much going to be me the whole game. Team Bosch? You're not Team Penelo. Stop lying. No one's Team Penelo. Not a single person is Team Penelo. Alright. I think all this is good. I'm gonna do subtitles because people talk like they're whispering in this game, and we're going widescreen. Yeah, that should be it. So we're gonna play the game in 16:9 because the FrameMeister actually has a pretty nice 16:9 setting, and this game looks way better in 16:9 just because of all the small text and everything. It looks way better, and it has its own 16:9, so I might as well use it. Pretty sure that's how I played it as a kid, too. At this point, I think we had a widescreen TV. 2006. Also, these cutscenes look awful in standard resolution. They're like a little tiny square. Also, as we always do, throw out how we're playing the game. So we're playing it on an original PS2. It's being upscaled through SCART, through a FrameMeister. And the FrameMeister is set to 16:9, and then we're playing the game in widescreen. And this game looks really nice, upscaled. I think it cleans up really, really well. Honestly, it's pretty beautiful for a PS2 game because it was so late in the PS2's life. But you'll see, like, when we get into the menus look really crisp. She looked lost.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby...
I remember thinking the cutscene was peak Evolution graphics, dude. I mean, it looks really good, even now. Square always has a way of making their characters look good no matter what, you know, graphical style it is. The best thing about this game is the armor, though. Every character has like the most ridiculous armor. Especially the judges.
If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
Impossible.
Father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to hold
I want a
their
table like
advance.
this.
Secure Nalbano with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
I love these airships. It gives me like a Final Fantasy IX feel, but a bit more futuristic. But it still has that futuristic mixed with old style armies style that 9 had. And one thing I also like is the different races of characters. It reminds me of 10 a little bit. It's one thing I always liked about 10, and they kind of kept that going in this one. It's funny playing this now that I've played 11. I see the resemblances, especially with the races. The bunny ladies and the hulky dudes. I forget exactly what they're like, but I remember there's like a hulky race of people, right? Just like 11 had. Yeah, here's where we get into like straight up, oh, this is Star Wars, I get it. Like, this is so Star Wars, just look at it. It's so Star Wars. The music as well. But mostly like the camera angles, like this. Like this is, it looks like they took a Star Wars scene and put Final Fantasy characters in it. These big swooping shots and the shots behind the wheel and the laser. Do. I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. Oh yeah, those guys. Are they called Seek? Or the Banga? Was Seek the name of the guy? I feel like I remember that name.
The fortress is lost. We must withdraw.
Guy that helps you at the start, maybe.
Failing still stands.
Uh-oh. Jig is up. Okay, you totally missed that guy. This isn't actually Star Wars. You don't have to pretend to kill him. It's a video game. You can actually kill him.
The paling's fallen.
Okay, Seek is the name of the species. Okay.
For my father. For my father!
Yeah, those guys look right out of Final Fantasy XI.
Lord Wrestler!
Oh, right in the gap. The chocobos are so cool looking. I always thought 12 has the most, like, chocobo looking chocobo. When I think chocobo, I think the chocobo's in 12. Wow, y'all suck. Yeah, this isn't going well for our boys. Yeah, I will say, they did this intro right. As kind of slow-paced as the whole story is, they at least have a really interesting beginning. Which is what you need for a game like this.
Father, descend and guide your bodies return to the earth.
They just got married.
Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
There's so many games with, you know, political stories like this that just start with some map and text. I'm so glad they started it with this, like, epic start. But then we're gonna get map and text for a lot of the rest of the game. Here it comes, yep.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides.
Do I have to... Yeah.
At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces.
Wake me up in 10.
Was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca.
Yeah, I like this part.
Ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory.
What is with the weird capitals?
Their defeat was to be absolute.
Why?
Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender.
Why is brave, faithful, might, chance, victory, defeat, terms, peace, why are those all capital? It's kind of distracting.
Lord Rabanasta, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was,
Those are all people.
only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
It's a Diablo narrator with Middle Eastern accent.
You there.
I like that. I like that part. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I know what's to come. There's a lot more of that.
It's as I feared. They're
And it
slowing
gets-
us down.
Gets a bit boring
Not
later.
say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland.
Who's here for the love of battle?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
I'm Team Rex. I love this character.
Think you can fight?
I remember even as a kid,
fine,
like
sir.
loving this character.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanasta.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight.
You should get some better
For my
armor then.
homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossel, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Nice try.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
You must always be mindful of your surroundings. Whoa! Use left analog stick to move, Rex. What are you talking about? We're in the middle of a war. Clunk, 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 clunk. See the marker above my head? That's a talk icon. Yeah, there's a lot of aliasing. I see that. What if I could fix that? See the marker above my head? That's a talk icon. Yeah, who makes their armor like this? With just a big gap in the middle. I mean, is that even it? That is the skin, right? Yeah. You need better armor, Rex. So yeah, I should see if I can fix this aliasing. It's kind of bad. Other than that, everything looks good. Life is worth too much to throw away, Rex. Do what you can, but don't try to be a hero. Save the hero stories for when your brother once were back in Rabanasta. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. We'll enter the fortress through this gate. We must go. So, like, basically the corners, like the edges of the models, you get that, like, jutting effect. It's kind of hard to explain, but instead of, like, a nice... You see, like, look at his shield. You see how, like, his shield, you get that kind of, like... It looks like a staircase. Instead of a nice round shield, it looks like a staircase. So yeah, let me see, mess with the settings here on the FrameMeister real quick, see if we can fix it. Yeah, the game renders it that way, so like, the only way, like I've had issues before where the jagged lines happen because like the capture card is interlacing the image twice. But I don't think that's what is actually causing it here. It's like the game itself rendering it that way, and then like when we upscale it, it's more noticeable. Like it's already like that, but it's just more noticeable because it's blown up. So anyways, we have to get through this before we can get to the menu. But you could see like the name down below and stuff. It looks really clear. I really like how the upscaler cleans up. Like in 16:9, the text is like really crisp. Which is important because that's what you're going to be looking at for a lot of the game is the text. See the marker above your head? That's called an action icon. Okay, Bosch. Listen, I got this far, okay? Rex isn't completely incompetent. It is time. We will drive back the Imperials standing between us and the King. Dalmasca's future hangs in the balance. Another weird thing about Final Fantasy XII is its text. The text is like all capital letters, but then the capitals are bigger. It's kind of weird. Stay focused on the foes before you, Rex. I will watch you rearward. Makes you feel like everyone's yelling all the time. This is the same setup as it was, Matt. You can open the party member by pressing triangle. Triangle. In the party menu, you can examine your equipment and inventory. But I'm not going to let you do that because we're fighting now. That red line is a hostile target line. Take heed, you're being targeted. When a foe targets you, the line is red. When you target a foe, the line is blue. If you see a red line, look for foes at once. If they're not readily apparent, use the right analog stick to look around. Once you select an attack and target a foe, close the distance with the left analog stick. You can do this, Rex. I'll get blocked. So, What do you guys think of the line thing? I've seen other people play the game, and some people like immediately turn it off.
Captain?
But I actually like it. Oh no, it's a Star Wars. Yeah, the actual lines that pop up. Some people hate them. I actually like them though. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it that gives it a bit more like interactivity than just standing there. I mean, you are still just standing there, but I don't know, visually it gives you more to look at. And it makes it a lot easier to see what the enemy's attacking. Do I have any technics? I have cure. Oh, someone healed me. Never mind. Boom. You like the lines? Oh, you can talk about it once we get there. Also. Just watch him shoot a Kamehameha.
My engines are hit. She'll not hold much longer.
You said the thing. You said Tomberry.
We receive you, Tomberry.
It's a Final Fantasy.
Retire. Well fought.
My thanks, Antlion. Sunberry disengaging.
Yeah, he just did an anime. One thing that already feels so much better is like the fluidity of going in and out of battle. Everyone like auto attacks the next thing. Rex pulls his sword out so much quicker, and the battles just start and end so much quicker. It's like 11 times 5. Like everything is just sped up so much nicer. Everything's so much more fluid already. There's no simple way through the fortress. The mini-map at the top right of your screen may not be enough to gain your bearings. Should you lose your way, consult your location map by pressing select. This will bring up the map of the fortress we gave you before we set out. Thanks. I also really like the maps in this game. They look like the type of map you'd see in like a guidebook. And yeah, like, I don't know if I want to change any of this stuff yet. I might actually go active. Active is fun in this game. Everything doesn't pause every time you select something. Keep the lines on. Keep the battle speed the same for now. I like memory position. And everything else is normal. Yeah, I'm not really feeling vibration at the moment. Maybe I'll turn it on later. Usually I like vibration, but I've been up since 2 o'clock. I don't need my controller. I'm not awake enough yet for vibrating controllers. For those of you that weren't here this morning, I got up at 2 with my son because he was sick.
Vossler! Where are
Both my kids are sick.
What if Captain Ozilus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times from to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will
Sorry,
take him to
jeez.
safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
This game has that same, like, same video style where it kind of black boxes as like the old games. I guess that's just really a PS2 thing. Did that a lot on the PS2. They like to change the resolution up on you a lot on the PS2. A lot of PS2 RPGs, when you open up the menu, the resolution changes, and it can screw up some capture cards. Ahead we'll face many Imperials, but we need not fight them all. Oftentimes retreat is the wiser course. So they need to rise. Press an old R2 to run from your foes. There's no shame in fleeing from a battle that serves no purpose. Yeah, good thing that he tells you that, because there's a lot of battles with no purpose in this game. You do a lot more running in this game than other games. I really like the map style in this game. It feels like an MMO in a way where like the dungeons are very dungeon-like, lots of different twists and turns and dead ends with goods, and like it's all really good. The map layouts are always really good. Interesting map layouts where I actually want to explore. There's a lot that's already coming back to me about like what I loved about this game. Mostly like the quality of life stuff in this game is really great. I really love how if you go to like status, I'm pretty sure it shows you like all your different status effects and what they actually do. And like these menus are like really clean and easy to navigate. And there's an absolute crap ton of like treasure to get. This is what I wanted out of 11. It's just like treasure chests and items and actual like usable stuff everywhere. Everywhere you explore, you're gonna like find something. Yeah, active feels so much better because when you kill something, you want to like quickly attack the next thing without pausing the action every time. Whoa. We're just playing the game casually for Fantathon, so I'm not going to be doing like any crazy stuff that takes steps to do. We will be doing post-game because the post-game in this game is incredible. It's one of my favorites. But I'm not like going out of my way to get anything super secret. Except maybe in post-game I'll look stuff up, but not like during the playthrough. But if you're interested in seeing like everything about everything, Zodiac Age is on Trophy Quest, and we're going to be doing it pretty soon after we're done with this Let's Play. So, maybe not pretty soon, maybe I'll want a little bit of a break since this is a long game, but yeah, we'll be doing a full 100% playthrough of Zodiac Age at some point, so if you're interested in seeing more of a complete playthrough. Also, Ataru, thank you so much for the tier 2 65 months. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. And Quicksilver, thank you for the 28 months. And Blue Phoenix, thank you for the 15 months. Guys? Guys? They left me for dead. I'm just going in because I got so many friends. I'm like, I can't die. When they left me. It's because I went backwards. That's fine. I'll take the solo XP. I will say the aliasing's looking a bit better now. I think it was on that specific screen because of like the background actually looked a lot worse. It's better on these screens. I love that you can run while casting stuff. Final Fantasy IX is on Trophy Quest, yeah. In fact, I plan on doing a full Final Fantasy series Platinum at some point. But because we're doing Fantathon, I'm kind of putting that on hold. But at some point, I'll be getting the Platinum for every Final Fantasy game. I already have most of them, but I want to make it a point to get them all at some point. I can't wait to do 9. It's gonna be so much fun. Where did this guy come from? Oops. Excalibur's the least of your worries for the Final Fantasy IX trophy. Excalibur's the easy part. Yeah, I Platinum 13 like a million years ago when it first came out. This is a save, Crystal Rex. Thanks. If there's more I would tell you, but we've no time. I mean, you had enough time to tell me how to walk. His Royal Majesty is standing there with a gun to his head, and he's just like chilling while you teach me how to walk. I have 6 skill. Let's freaking go. What's your favorite fighting style? Two daggers. It's always been my go-to.
Intruders! Don't let them escape!
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
This is why Rex is the best. So, let's discuss the elephant in the room. Magic is spelled with a CK, and Technics is spelled with a CK, and I hate it. Anyone else? It's always bothered me. As a kid, I was like, why is it spelled like that? Every time I said it, I felt like I had to say magic. I mean, it's not really a problem, I'm just memeing, but it really is kind of stupid. I don't know why they decided. It's one of those things where, like, they changed it just to change it. Like, there was no need to, but they were just like, we want to make it different. Now it's truly an anime because we have him going. He's fine. And bald.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Dalmasca to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent. Hello.
You said that so matter of fact. Siege him.
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And to think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaan.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided.
Dalmasca's doom.
To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I, to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
So yeah, everyone's dead. Great. Great opening. Everyone's dead, and we're all sad. All right, time to start the game. I actually do really like this opening though. Like it for what it's worth, I usually don't like this style of storytelling, and yet I think that everything so far is pretty interesting. Like they found a way to make it pretty interesting, especially introducing Rex and making us actually kind of like him with how he, like, you know, takes on those soldiers on his own and feels like he's there for his brother and stuff, and then immediately gets double-crossed. Like, I think it's a pretty good way to make us invested right off the bat. So I really like that opening. That's why I usually meme and say that Rex is my favorite character in the game. Because, like, the opening is pretty good. And it's kind of downhill from here for a little bit. Because it's time for everyone's favorite character. Rat Boy.
Vaan! Hurry it up or they'll find us.
I know. Just a little more.
I just want to kill a couple more rats.
Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. All right. Time to clean house.
Can we play as kites instead? Oh, attack. That one. Oh, they're so fast. Also, these rats are the size of me. These rats are huge. Get back here. I used to mess around with the fleeing text all the time because I like how it flies in. It doesn't actually activate running away until it, like, spells it all out. So you can kind of, like, sit there and mess with it. Throw a Pokeball.
Wow, Vaan! You got them all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
The ultimate team,
Hey,
Vaan and
practice for the desert.
Aladdin.
Ready for anything now.
The Sewer Rat Patrol.
That's enough for today.
I killed some rats. I'm ready for anything.
Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaan. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
Don't tan my hide. Oh boy, this song. You ready to hear this song like 9,000 times throughout the game?
Huh? What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
He literally said just take some.
Watch where you're going, Churl.
What? My pouch! It's gone!
The boy! Get out the way! Oh!
Said Homer Simpson. Dow. Yeah, so we're literally Aladdin, but not Aladdin.
What?
Don't say it.
Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you?
There's something weird with the audio in this game. I don't know if anyone else, like, notices or cares, but the voice acting is so, like... It sounds like in this scene, Penelo sounds like she's in a tunnel. And then Vaan sounds like he's right up against a professional microphone. Like, listen to it.
We need you to be there for us, Vaan. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now?
Like, they're so obviously in two different setups.
The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Penelo. You know it as well as I do.
Like, really compressed.
Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property.
So, like, we might as well bring it up now. Vaan and Penelo were added super late into the creation of this game. And it's part of the reason why a lot of people have issue with the game, because they don't like these two characters. And the characters that were supposed to be the main characters are really awesome. And I don't know how much truth there is to it. I've read different reports, but from what I understand, they added Vaan and Penelo really late into the game's development because someone higher up wanted it to be better for kids. Like they felt like the game was too adult, and they wanted it to mesh well with the kids. And so they added Penelo and Vaan as like these younger main characters who were like down on their luck and having to steal to survive and stuff to like try to appeal to that, and then the main characters end up being the sub characters instead. And it's kind of like blatantly obvious with the story, because they tend to just stand there and everything else happens around them. So I've always hated these two characters. Like I said, kind of goes downhill after Rex for a while because it's mostly these two and I hate them. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, I wonder if that's why the audio is bad too. Like maybe Penelo's lines were recorded like way after everyone else's, and either the setup was different or it had to be really highly compressed because they weren't planning on having that audio and then they had to add it, so they needed it to be smaller or something. So like that makes sense actually as to why her audio would sound bad. But even some of the audio at the start felt kind of compressed too, but
Imperial stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
This is for that bread you took the other day.
I'm gonna yell
Just
at you
because
for
I help
stealing
Miguel
stuff,
out
and then
every
I'm
now
gonna
and
steal
then,
from you.
It doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this?
I want to be a pirate. Don't we all, Vaan?
One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Now, one of the best things about this game, just running around this city. Something about Rabanasta and just running around it is always fun. It's got the fun music. There's people everywhere and town, like shops everywhere, and I don't know, something about it I enjoy. Which again is weird for me, because normally I would hate just running around a town, but something about this game makes it fun. Why is there smiley faces? That means you can talk to those people.
Penelo said you needed something?
Hand me some packages supposed to be arriving.
Some packages.
In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble on the desert.
I love Miguel.
I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sandsea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop, and I've Penelo on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sandsea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
At least they attempted to make Vaan a bit relatable, you know? Like, we all want to be a sky pirate, but we gotta do some annoying errands instead. Like, I definitely get what they were going for. And I do enjoy, like, probably this part here is probably the best part of Vaan. And it's, to be fair, it's been a long time since I played the game. We played Zodiac Age for a few hours, but that's it. Other than that, I have not beaten this game since I was a kid. So maybe there's more to Vaan that I forget that I actually end up liking, so... You know, jury's still out, but... I do like at least the way they try to make him relatable to start here. Tara's like, nope, this is the only good part. Nope. Nope. It's all the way downhill from here. Wow, the Sandsea is right here. Come on, guy. Your shop's not that busy. It's sweltering, even here in the shade. Maybe I'll head up to the Sandsea and get something to drink. You want to do this errand for me? Yeah, I've never played Revenant Wings, and I'm actually kind of curious how Vaan is treated in that game. Those of you that don't know, Revenant Wings is a, I believe it's a sequel to 12, and it was on DS only, I think. Oh yeah, I think this game was part of Gorf, like a couple years ago. This old series that me and my wife did, where we played a game for an hour. Who remembers Gorf? You're a real one if you remember Gorf. Yeah, maybe one day we'll have to try out Revenant Wings. I'd be curious to see Vaan is better in that game. I'm pretty sure he's the main character in it because I think he's on the cover. I think I remember seeing his face on the cover. Yeah, me and my wife did an old series called Gorf back when I was in college. It was games of random fancy where we randomized my entire collection.
Around.
And whatever we landed on, we played.
Look, this is it. This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
It's because of this evil tomato.
Into Esther Sand. What is that thing?
It's an evil tomato, Vaan. Pay attention.
Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself.
That dude has a
envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Esther Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
He did like the Titus thing.
Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaan, you should give it a shot.
Yeah, you killed some rats.
Getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
Kite's little shimmy walk. So I'm really glad that they introduced the hunt system so fast because this is the best part of the game by far. The hunt system is so much fun. It's what I always remember the most from 12. A rogue tomato. Yeah. Hunts. Looks like you can't even equip that yet. Know why? You don't have a license for it. Think of licenses as mileposts, and marking your progress as your combat skills improve. That's not at all how they work, Tomage. They work like licenses. I don't know why you would do that metaphor. It works like a license, like any other license. Now we get to see the license board. So this is another thing with Zodiac Age. They improved the license board a ton in Zodiac Age. In the original, it's a bit, you know, license boardy. I don't hate the overall like concept of the license board, and it's fun to go like explore the license board. Like actually accepting things on the license board is fun, and like seeing what you unlock and stuff. But I think where it really like annoyed me as a kid is like for magic, you have to learn, you have to be like, I forget, I think, don't you have to be like the right level or something? You have to be the right level or the right class or something. I don't think this game even had like the classes, but you have to be like the right level to learn the spell, and then you have to go buy the spell. You don't just get them in this game like normal abilities. You have to go buy it from a shop. And then on top of that, you still have to get a license for it. So there's like 3 different steps to do anything. And I always thought that was a bit much. So, and like even with techniques too. So normally you would just learn an ability by going up levels. And then, you know, like I could see them adding 1 step. So let's say like you're level 3 and you go up to level 4 and you get steel. But then you can't use steel until you get the license for it. Like, okay, that's 1 extra step. But that's only 1 extra step. I could get on board with that. But then you also have to buy steel from the shop. So there's 2 extra steps to get to any of your abilities, which is a bit much. You know, if it was one or the other, fine, but I always felt like it was such a chore just to do anything and, you know, get any new ability. And I think actually in this game, you don't even get them from leveling up, you get them from equipment, I think. So you have to, like, equip something with the ability. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I think the shops maybe shouldn't have been a thing. Like, maybe it should have just been the licenses. I don't know why you have to go buy the magic also. But I guess in the game's defense, I like that a lot of stuff in this game revolves around Gil. Because that's what makes, like, doing the hunts and grinding on enemies in the field, like, way more interesting. In a lot of the other Final Fantasy games, Gil is, like, nothing. Like, you end up going through a couple dungeons, and then suddenly you have enough money to buy anything. Whereas in this game, if I remember correctly, it's a lot more, like, you actually want to keep your Gil, and you want to do, like, the Gil chains in the field to get as much Gil as you can. Like, Gil's a lot more important, which I like, so... But then, like, the license board has its own currency, the LP. It's just a lot. The hunt begins! That is true. There is no, like, AP. Just LP. I love these menus. They're so good. Love the menus in this game. For a PS2 game, it's so fluid. Reminds me a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Also, the clan premiere is pretty cool. Check out the hunt. Get, like, actual info. Like, usually journals like this don't really help at all. But with the hunts, sometimes there's actually kind of like a puzzle to figure them out. And so going back and having this to be able to look at is actually really nice. I remember doing that a lot.